Before we get to newcomers, we saw Carly out there. Looks like sounding like she avoided something serious.
Yes. Not quite sure what the timetable is going to be yet, but definitely encouraging. Her knee has responded pretty well the last couple days, which is kind of the starting point we needed to be at. So I don't think I have much new. I expect her to travel with us. I don't know what that means for games, but she's going to be around and be a part of the group. So um, yeah, could have been worse.
Got the newcomers in. How's this early practice? Um, this first practice. I'm just trying to work them in and catch them up as quick as possible.
Yeah, it feels like kind of the start of training camp a little bit when you got new faces and you're trying to put stuff in without, overloading and it helps with Shug that we had her before and she was able to get in yesterday briefly and just kind of get on the court a little bit. But they both picked it up well. They both play with good energy. It's a weird situation for them in the middle of the season. All of a sudden you got a bunch of new teammates and staff and a new building and got to figure out how to get to work and all that stuff. Um, so I think they learned everybody's names, learned a few plays, try to learn our defensive coverages and what we're doing, and it's good to have them be part of the group.
I think people might be a little bit more familiar with Shug's game.
Sure.
Could you just give us a little bit overview of Sika and what you kind of hope from her and envision from her?
Yeah, she's got a lot of potential. I think she's, you know, still figuring out who she is as a player a little bit, which you would expect at that age. And she's really active. Uh, she just moves well with and without the ball. You already see, offensively, she's not the finished product, but there's some things she's comfortable handling the ball and reversing it and handing it off to guards. And that's definitely something you can work with. She's got some skill. Um, Defensively, I think the way she can move her feet and cover space, and I hear her talking already, which is great. I think she'll fit in well on that side of the ball.
Saw her close out from the elbow all the way to
Yeah,
the far
yeah.
corner.
Active and eager. We love that.
And just one last one for me. You guys talked about the other day as you guys kind of made moves and using this last part of the season to see what you got and things like that. So, do you, how much do you see them kind of getting some active time on the floor these last 13 games?
I'm not sure to be honest. I think we'll see him at some point. But even on the group that was here before those two got here, we have a lot of young ones that need to get some exposure. So we want to be competitive. The veterans we have are still going to play. We're not emptying the bench and doing that whole thing. We want to win some games. We want to get some chemistry. Um, it was very clear watching the game the other night that there were some signs of what this group could do together, both now and in the future. Um, and there was also some glaring areas that we obviously need to clean up. The turnovers first and foremost, and they were kind of different kinds, and it's clean up in a lot of areas. It's being strong with the ball, it's making reads against defense and different coverages. That's what we spent. We kind of jumped in and picked right at the scab today in practice. We want to see, can we grow skill wise, chemistry wise, recognition, understanding of coverages and how teams are playing. And then defense, I thought if not for the points that we gave up off our turnovers the other night, I thought we did a lot of good things, but breakdowns and coverages and who's supposed to help, like every little thing we can nitpick at the rest of the season, we're going to, because that's how you get better. You got to get through some of the ugly stuff, and be honest about where you need to improve. And I think the group has an appetite for it. It's certainly what's going to be the emphasis, and that's how you grow and improve.
Specifically, what kinds of things did you like about the productivity on the offensive end, but also the pace of play, and defensively against Seattle? What did you like about how well you gapped the paint?
I think the pace was good when we didn't throw it away immediately. Unfortunately, that juices your pace numbers a little bit is when you just turn it over on quick possessions. But I thought it was good. I didn't think we played a good first half. I thought it was ugly. We were thrown into hands, and I thought until maybe those last couple minutes where we, you know, turned it over a couple times where we wouldn't have liked to, I thought we kind of righted ourselves in terms of when to keep our dribble, uh, when to get out of a screen quick. I thought we learned from the first half to the second half in that game. What was your defensive question? Sorry.
No, it just how well did you feel the team executed defensively in the last game, and what do you want to carry over to the LA game tomorrow?
But we did a pretty good job. You know, the fouling was still a little bit of an issue for us. They made shots early, and I think sometimes that could freak a team out. You know, I think they scored 15 points and it felt in about 30 seconds. And I could hit a couple threes, and Ezzy hit a three, and I thought we did a good job of believing in what we were doing as a scheme, opening our mouths and talking to each other. And I thought that allowed us to get back in the game, especially in that third quarter. Couple breakdowns late, but you know, we were playing against a few future Hall of Famers who are going to make some plays, and we wasted our opportunities at the other end to get a lead and take control of the game. Wow, Tyler.
All right. We'll go to Jen.
Hey Eric, how are you?
Hey, Jen. Can't see you, but I hear you.
So just to confirm, did Sika and Shug go through the whole practice?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's what I thought. And then just want to ask you about Slim real quick. You know, obviously had things like that emphatic block the other night, but her shooting numbers are still not quite there through the first 3 games. You know, how do you kind of get her going with her shot specifically?
Showing her opportunities where she can, you know, slow down a little bit and get on balance and get under control. I think she's still feeling like that final burst of explosiveness, being on balance, is still the thing that's coming back. You've seen flashes of it now, but it takes a minute, you know, to feel. Normally, that's why you go through a training camp and have preseason games and all that. She didn't have that luxury of you know, warm up games, so to speak. We saw her 3-point shooting improve, and I think we'll see that again here as she gets her legs back underneath her. I'm not too worried. I'm probably more just, you know, helping her with decision making, shot selection, when she can be aggressive. She saw some switching and she was able to attack a couple switches, which is a good sign. But, you know, trying to pick my priorities and not, you know, pick everything apart for somebody who is just now playing her 6th game of the season.
And then, you know, pivoting to LA, you know, obviously you've played them a couple times now, but you know, Azure Stevens is coming
Right.
off a really solid game against Connecticut. Lee Aru had big games at the Olympics. So how do you kind of approach that size this time around?
I mean, they have completely different point guards than when we played them. You know, we saw Ari and Leja last time, and now we're seeing Crystal Dangerfield and Odyssey Sims. The other night they started really big on the wings with Steph Talbot and Rakia. I didn't know if Steph would even be playing after the break given her injury, but here she is. Azure is different. You know, it's a lot of the same people, but a very different team. And you know, they're pretty long and big across the board without having, until they bring Lee in the game, a really big. But they're mobile. They space the floor. They're active defensively. Quite a few similarities to what we saw the other night from Seattle. So hopefully we can take some lessons from that, and then, you know, just account for the differences in personnel.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. I think that's it.
Thanks. Hey, Christy.
Thank you.
Corinne Pope from the Washington Post. Okay, I feel like I gotta introduce myself. Welcome to DC, and I guess just kind of what's this last 48 hours been like? I assume a little bit of a whirlwind for both of y'all.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a lot, overwhelming, but you know, I came straight from Atlanta, straight here, and you know, just super excited to be here, be back, in a place that I used to call home, that I was drafted to. So I'm really excited what's to come. More excitement than overwhelmed. So, you know, I'm just ready to get started.
Yeah, as you say, so exciting to be here and try to help the team as much I can. Yeah, so exciting to be here.
Is the transition a little bit easier just because you've been here? At least you kind of know the folks a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit easier. I told Mike Thibault that I was happy to be back in a place that I'm familiar with. So I know Mike Thibault, I know Eric, I know Ariel, I know a few of the players from playing against them overseas. So just coming in here, I already feel comfortable. I already feel like, you know, it's home again. So I'm just happy to be here.
How do you kind of approach it, you know, as far as like trying to figure out a role and kind of figuring out how to fit in, and you know what, there's only like 13 games
Yeah,
left to
yeah,
do
yeah,
all
yeah.
of that. So like, how do you approach it from that?
I think that's the hardest part, but you know, coming in today and everybody's just saying, just play your game, just do what you do. They're all just out here playing, just trying to be comfortable with each other. So I think that's probably the hardest part coming in, and my mindset coming in is like how I'm gonna fit in. We got 13 games left, you know, but as a basketball player, as a professional, you have to figure it out. So every day I'm just gonna come in, figure it out, do the extra things, and you know, try to build that confidence and build that chemistry with my teammates.
Just one last one. It's kind of same thing for you, Sika. You know, you're so young in your career and just kind of you know, still figuring everything out, I assume.
Yes.
So coming into a new position like this, how do you kind of try to get your feet wet and get as comfortable as soon as possible and try to be yourself while so much of the stuff is kind of going on?
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to come like this, but so exciting to be here. And I think like also when I came today, everyone was like so welcome me, and it was like just like great. And I'm getting too used to people, and I think like just try to be myself and play.
Is there anything that you kind of want to show, like not show, but you know, what are you kind of most comfortable doing? Where you're like, okay, regardless of learning the playbook and all these other things, I can at least go out here and do X because that's who I am.
I always say like just like go to get the ribbon and extra ribbon and defense and yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to DC.
Thank
Both of
you.
Welcome back to
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is for both of you all, but what do you think will be the biggest adjustment if you do make your way to the floor in the next couple of games? And I know you just got here, first practice with yesterday being an off day, but what would you do if like a play breaks down, and how do you kind of navigate through the trenches, if you will, of understanding the philosophy of the players who've already been here?
Yeah, I think that just comes with, you know, confidence and the confidence that they give to us. And I think they given that to even just today being day one. And when, you know, we don't know the plays that much, we don't know the defensive coverage that much, but every single day we're trying to come in here and try to get that together. But it's all about just going out there, having confidence and just playing. I think the players have made it a statement that they're just out there playing and playing for one another and playing as hard as they can. And I think that's just one of the biggest things, going out there and doing and not really thinking about what's going on because we probably won't know that much, you know? So just coming out there with confidence and just playing hard every single game.
Yeah, as she say, like just go there and have confidence and just be yourself and play.
Hi, all. Tyler Byron, Monument Sports Network.
Hello.
Happy to see you again.
Thank you.
This one's for both of you, but like where you guys are at in your careers, how do you see this opportunity being there for you, and what you're trying to make as your story?
Yeah, I say for me, you know, I had a really good season last season with Phoenix, and then this season, kind of had a little struggles with, you know, the role on the team in Phoenix, and I think the trade, I think I'm just taking it as an opportunity to become the player that I want to be. I think the league got a glimpse of that last season, and it kind of, you know, didn't go the way that I wanted to this season, but now that I'm traded to Washington, I kind of can be comfortable, kind of be myself and try to play my game and get my confidence back up to be the player that I want to be.
Yeah, for me, it's just to get to know the league more and to play and just to learn from the player.
Sure, one more. A lot of point guards on this roster, and all the point guards kind of have like differing skills. What are you most excited about maybe learning from, whether it's Slim or Julie or Jay, any opinions you can have?
Like you said, it's a lot of point guards, a lot of different styles. That's what I'm really excited about, just adding different styles to my game and learning from them. I think I played against Julie in Turkey. And she's very, you know, very European player, very fancy. She liked the no look passes, so I love her game. So just, you know, learning from them every single day. Slim's athleticism, Tori, her pull up jumper, her shooting ability. So it's a lot on this team, and just going into practice and going into games every single day and just trying to learn from them try to take one piece from them as I continue to grow my game as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
This is for both of you. Now that you've been here for 5 minutes, of course. What was your viewpoint as an outsider prior to becoming a Mystic of this Washington organization? What do you believe their identity was from an outsider?
I since I left Washington, I still continue to watch them. Always was in my heart. But this team has always played hard. I think their identity is just playing hard and playing for one another, regardless of what the standings is, regardless of what the record is. They always play hard and they always play together. And they have good chemistry out there on and off the floor. I came here yesterday and I asked Ariel, how everything is. She was like, everybody on the team, like, just really enjoy each other. And that's what it's all about, is your teammates and having, good moments off the floor rather than on the floor. Because you can have those moments where you have a bad record or whatever, but that doesn't matter because you have good people around you. So I love that about this team and coming onto this team and knowing that.
For me, this is my first practice, and I think like today, like the chemistry, I see, like the player, everyone was like, just like good and talk to you like if you make mistake, like it doesn't matter, just keep going. So I think like I love that. Yeah.
The last one. Is there any player that you're really excited to get to know, maybe off the floor a little bit better? Any personality that you're like,
Let me think. I know most of them already. One person that I don't know, that I probably would be willing to know is Stephanie Dosen. I played against her last season, but I never got to know her. So I'm excited to, get to know her. She's a vet in this league, so I'm pretty excited about it. All right. Thank you.
Sorry guys, hold on. One on Zoom. Go. Sorry.
My
Go
fault.
ahead. Go ahead, Jen.
I'm always playing spoiler. Sorry, guys. Hey, Shug. Hey, Sika. Shug, welcome back.
Thank you.
Just starting with you, when you played for the Mystics in 2020, obviously, and it was in the bubble. How is it, getting to come back and actually play, there in that building?
It's amazing. Like I said, I'm super excited about it. I didn't get a chance to play here in the arena, so I didn't really get to see the atmosphere from the other side of it. I played against them here, but I haven't been on the other side of it. So I'm really excited about that and just being in the practice facility. I wasn't even able to be in a practice facility for real and just practice. So I'm really liking it. Love the facility, love everything about it. So I'm super excited.
And, Eric mentioned that you were able to get in the gym a little bit yesterday.
Mhm.
How much did that help as far as kind of like, I don't want to say getting you settled because I doubt you're quite settled yet, but just kind of getting your bearings a little bit before your first practice?
Yeah, it helped a lot. I had just got off the plane, so like 30 minutes later, I was on the court, just trying to get my legs together, legs under me, get to know the coaches a little bit, get to know the style of play. So it really helped me for today, coming into practice. So I'm really excited what the coaches got going forward, for guards, posts, all of us on the team. So that was probably my main focus coming in yesterday and just trying to get a workout in just to have a feel for the coaches and what the style of play is.
And Sika, for you, your arrival means that the Mystics now have the three youngest players in the league with you and Jade and Aaliyah. And just curious, kind of what you think of that and that opportunity to kind of, develop and grow with a number of players who are, in similar age, similar places in their careers.
I think it's great, like to be with those younger players and play with them and try to learn it from them. And yeah, I think it's just great.
Thank you both. And I realized I didn't even introduce myself at the beginning. So let's do that real quick. Jen Hadfield with the next. Shug covered you back in 2020, but don't expect you to remember. So welcome and nice to meet you both or meet you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, now you're good to go.
Thank you guys.